All righty, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving and had lots of great turkey. We did not. Our oven decided to die on Tuesday. We got up in the morning. I was getting ready to go to work, and the oven flashed a code S-E5 or something like that. We called the repair place. They came out and looked at it and said, "You're screwed. You got nothing." So we had nothing for Thanksgiving. Nobody invited us, no place. Nobody cares. It was just me and the wife.
Hold on. I'm going to open a drawer here. I've got this little violin. Hold on. Here we go. There we go.
I'm just saying, nobody cares. Wow. Anyways, I hope everybody else had a good Thanksgiving, though. Tony, did you get lots of turkey? Did you enjoy your
turkey, sweet potatoes, corn, gravy, just IV the gravy right in me at that point, so no, it was a good Thanksgiving, good family, all this, just in time, a good time. I got a little recording done in the morning before dinner, before Thanksgiving. We go up to my brother-in-law, so I do Christmas, they do Thanksgiving, so it's kind of nice. Thanksgiving becomes a relaxing holiday for me at that point. So
good. At least everyone's safe and nobody had their house burned down, hopefully. Anyways, Ruff, did you have a good Thanksgiving?
What's that then? No, seriously. Happy Thanksgiving to all our cousins across the pond there, he says with a snarl.
Well, that is not a anti British thing. It's not like Independence Day.
No, I know. No. But it's it's to do with that though, isn't it?
No. It's all about the pilgrims surviving, well, kind of, but it's more about surviving.
So it's more about the journey across from Plymouth Rock and all that malarkey.
Yeah, and they survived a full year type deal.
Ah, right. So happy Thanksgiving anyway.
Yeah, they're about ready to go back.
I don't blame them. I don't blame them. Okay.
They're about ready to be like, no, this is no good. Let's go back to where we came from because this place sucks.
Yeah.
Let's say hello to everyone that decided to join us. Alistair, what's going on? Dwayne, Steven.
Are they taking the Mickey out of my shirt, Alistair?
Butter Jelly is in the house. Mike, Dennis, and Fred. Yeah. Richard, James, Southern Ontario is in the house.
Yeah, he's right around the corner from me.
Dave Tomko, what's going on, my friends? Good to see you. Mark.
Gin and tonic he had there.
William and Tim. How's it going, guys? Dave's Gaming.
Hey, Dave. How's it going?
Dave, good to see you, my friend. Kyle Holmes.
Oh, yeah.
Good to see you. Is that everyone? Nope. Nerd Workshop. Good to see you. Even though he's still on fire.
Yeah.
He's still on fire. One of these days we'll actually get him out of there. Blue Tweezers. Hello. And Michael. Kilroy. Extra Squeaky, Demi, boy, we got everyone in the house.
Everyone's in the house.
Hey, Ruff. Yeah. I don't know if you know, but there's this whole World Cup thing going on. And the U.S. and England actually faced off, and it was a draw. But I think that's a loss for England. I don't know. Maybe I know you don't follow footy, but maybe people in the chat can tell me, is that a loss because you guys drew against the US?
Yeah, I don't know, but those sort of games where you're playing, when England's playing a team that they'll probably wipe the floor with, like the USA, they are called the bore games, B-O-R-E, because they've got to do them, get them out of the way. Yeah, they're boring. They're going to wipe one, but not this time, evidently.
So, no, it was a good game. I was very pleased. It was fun to watch and kind of got up, and my kids were saying they could hear me yelling and everything like that. So I appreciated it. So
for the home country,
literally, they played 2 games so far. Let's put in perspective. This is the biggest event in the world, and the United States has played 2 games and is tied in both of them. That is how exciting it is.
But when you're a lower ranked team and you play a higher ranked team and you draw on them, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
anyways,
that's
it's a game. It's a game. It's all in fun and everything like that. I've kind of learned to not get so wrapped up. I can't have a sports team dictate how my life is going to be.
some people do, and that's
Yep.
great if that's your thing, but not mine.
So, yeah, I keep
come on,
looking at
Tony.
that.
Come on.
I
I
keep
can get
looking
you
at
in.
that.
I can get you in, buddy. Come
Yeah,
on now.
that's one of the
can do
hockey
it.
games I was looking at. So
Yeah,
Well-
yeah. Well, you got me into viticulture. Thank you very much. So
Ace, you've got to try. I mean, because I said I'd never get this game, and I watched Jess, and I watched lots, and then I watched lots of people. And last week I said I was going to get it, and it's turned up.
Aeon's End.
Aeon's End. And incidentally, if you're on Steam, they're doing a sale at the moment. It cost me £1.45, which is like £1. What $1.90? $2.
Yeah, $1.99. And by the way, the what's the other one that's on Steam? Why can't I think of it? Heroes of the Multiverse is 99 cents. So
is that any good?
I love it. I love that game. That's a great
game. Great game.
Stop it. And the other thing, of course, I got everybody and his dog got it, but I haven't had a chance to even open it yet.
It's a wonderful. They did a great job with that.
It looked so different to the other two, and
it is
wonderful. It looks wonderful.
Don't try to compare the two because they're different games. Yes,
and people have been going, "Oh, I didn't get this because it's the third one in like the other two." No.
Nope. I really enjoyed, and the learning scenarios are actually, other than the first one was boring, the second one I did was actually pretty fun. It actually, some of the cards I drew were pretty good. And the third scenario, as you're learning it, this is getting even more into it. It looks like a lot more could happen out of it. I'll tell you what, I'm very excited about it.
Here's the thing about Battle of Britain. It's just like football. You do the scenario and nothing happens and the scenario ends. If you watch Tony, right? Tony's playing, he draws a card and it's like, oh, the enemy flies away and nothing. Well, let me try again. Hang on. Oh, the enemy flies away and nothing. Wait a minute. Let me try it again.
Actually, what I found out,
the enemy keeps flying away. Give me something. Give me something.
Here's what I found out is I actually had it wrong. The monocle symbol against the fighter is a kill. So you choose as the player which one you do first, which order you do it in. So I could have killed him before he flew off. So I technically knocked him out of the sky the first time. So yeah, I didn't read far enough down on the aid sheet where it says fighters. I was like, because it was like this little small bit, but yeah.
Well, it wasn't just you. I saw Wise Guy. He did the same thing.
Yeah.
First scenario, he's like, I draw a card, the enemy flies away, and nothing happens. And I'm like, wow, what a great game where nothing happens.
I'm looking forward to it, and
well, it was that, and you can't take those first scenarios.
No, they're training
towards the game because they're teaching you but they're really fun to do to teach the mechanics. The second scenario, you actually have a little bit more to it, so it's pretty cool. So
I'm looking forward to it, and I think William, I've got to print off the cards.
I do too. Yeah. Yes,
and I think because Dave's Gaming Cave did them, and I think they look like tarot size. So
he may have printed them that way too.
Or you may have just printed them wrong.
Larger.
Is that what
and of course, if you're super cool like me, right?
Yeah. What was this painting blocks?
You're gonna paint your planes on blocks. Aren't those the coolest thing ever? Look at that.
Is that how you fix your screw up?
That's how I fix my screw up. I put them on blocks, so now they stick out.
They are tarot size cards, apparently. Yes.
Oh,
that's right. Because there's more in it. I'll tell you what, I will get them once I get to that campaign style because you only use pieces. It's just like yes, I do.
Yeah. That's what we do. I was doing it with torpedoes and things when I was playing the hunters. You can't help it, I was doing all that, but you can't help it. Can be Tone.
Yeah. Well, I actually appreciated Jester saying something about the stickers because I had to read what was going on with them, and then I figured out. Make sure you read your instructions on stickering.
Right. So Jester's video is a thing of I make a complete cock up of it so you don't have to.
Yep. He helped us.
I show you how not to do it.
Yep.
Service to the community.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I did end up clipping it afterwards, so it's all clipped.
I've been clipping as I go, just because the first couple scenarios you don't need
it's only like 2 counter sheets. Just suck it up.
And most of them are bigger ones too. So
now this other game, the other game that I got sent, the point blank that I've got.
Yeah,
looking forward to it, but I'm a bit dismayed because watching other unboxings, all the cards are right up to the top of the sort of filler thing, and me, I like to sleeve them. They're not going to go back in the box, are they?
Nope. I tossed that thing out.
Yeah.
That was one of those things when I talked to Dave. He said, yeah, we didn't even plan on that. They just included it. So it wasn't. Right. Yeah.
It is nice. But if they can't go, I have to sleeve them.
I'll tell you what, the only ones I sleeved were the, did I actually sleeve any of them? I don't think I sleeved any. If I did, it would have been the action deck. All the rest of them.
I've got to sleeve. You know me, I'm an obsessive lever.
Yes. So.
But it does look cool. So yes, that came in Eon's End, and Battle of Britain. That's cool. I've got no room. They're on my second table over there. I'm making another shelf on my second table. This is terrible.
Look at that.
Yes, Mike got crazy about that.
Did you see that?
Yeah, it's an obsessive hobby we have, isn't it?
Mike Butter Jelly made 3D printed some counter trays for his setup. And then he goes and posts it on the official GMT group instead of our group. So I'm just saying, why are they getting more? They're getting more pub than we are. That's not good.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're gonna have to have a conversation with that Butter Jelly. But
I just need the files because there's my school is trying to do a fundraiser, and if they'll print stuff out for you and they'll charge you a fee for it. So I've got to just get the files, and
you won't pay a fee. You're going after it's dark. You'll unlock. You'll go in. And
I don't even know how to even start with that. Let's put it that way. I don't even know what to do.
I know. I haven't got a clue. They're coming down in price though.
Oh,
a bit like VHS recorders. Yeah.
Yep.
But what?
Getting a 3D printer. That's all you need is.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Mike says this hasn't stopped.
just to make your inserts for put all your little pieces in and everything.
Because someone will do one, either Dave or Nerdy or Mike will do one, so you just get the file, don't you? And you go, thanks. So,
yep.
Yep, absolutely. And then, of course, this is the last week of the show before our big next week, third anniversary show.
Would you
believe it's been 3 years, rough?
We've been together 3 years. Well, most of us have been together 3 years. Don't seem a day too long, as the old song goes. 3 years.
3 years. 3 years. And it's been a good time. Grumbling Gronard. Yeah. So, So next week, don't forget our special show, third anniversary. We're going to have Ruff. The kids are coming on.
I've got some embarrassing photos. I'll send them on to you.
Yeah, we're still waiting on to get those for that. We're going to have prizes. We're going to try and give away prizes. But I think we're going to have our little conversation.
Yeah.
Starting right now.
Right. There's a bit of an echo going on. I don't know who's that.
Me?
I don't know who it is. There's an echo when somebody talks. I can hear my echo. I can hear Jester's echo.
I think I can hear it coming from you.
No, I haven't got anything on.
You sure?
Yeah. Huh? Has it stopped?
Let me mute you and let me see. Now I don't hear it. Do you hear it?
I don't hear anything.
Yeah. Let me unmute you now. Let's see if say something.
1 2 1 2. 1, 2, 1, testing. Anyway, all right.
Sounds better. I don't hear it. Do you still hear it?
Yeah, you're echoing. Yeah, that'll only be if you've got like speakers on and it's coming through your mic and there's the delay thingy. It's not too. I'm sorry. Just carry on. I've thrown you off your thread now.
That's okay. I'm just trying to make sure I don't have any other windows. I usually have a lot of windows open, so trying to prep for the show and everything.
Dennis is blaming you, so that's good enough for me. Thanks, Dennis.
Oh, it is me. So maybe it is me.
Right, here we go then. 1. No, they're still there. Still there. I can hear it now. He's muted. It's weird.
I don't know who. Maybe it'll just clear up. We'll see.
Yeah, it's not you, Jessica, because you muted. Right.
Well, anyways, so we're coming up on our 3rd anniversary. So Tony and Rolf and myself, we've been talking about things, the direction we want to take the show going forward, right? We've been in these secret negotiations, right? Where we get together before the show or after the show, and we talk about how we're going to do things going forward. Because, as you guys know, last year, we had our 2nd anniversary show, and it was a great success. And we have a lot of donations from different game manufacturers. We had some stuff from Mark Walker donated last year, from GMT, from Flying Pig, from Herman Lutman. We had a lot of games that were donated to us, which we appreciate immensely. All the support we get, not only from the game companies, but the game designers that have come on the show, and all the content that we supply for you guys. And we want to share with you guys because we love you all, and there's nothing you can do about it. So we've been doing, trying to give stuff away to everyone. Last year, I think we ended up shipping out 9 or 10 different games to people all over the world. I shipped to Belgium and Germany. I think Michael Dulamer was a winner last year. We had someone in, I think, someone in Australia won a game. We shipped all kinds of games out to you guys as a thank you, because that's what we love to do. It's great that we get these donations. The only problem is, and we talked about this, is I ended up spending $286 shipping games out last year to everyone out there. And then, of course, Tony and Ruff decided that that wasn't fair, that I would, take the brunt of that. So they ended up giving me some money in return, because they felt bad that I was paying all this for shipping for you guys. So long story short, we've been in negotiations about what we want to do with the donations going forward, because obviously when we get donations from companies, we would like to ship those games out to you guys. We would like to give you guys things in return for all the times you guys come and visit us, and for all the times that you guys come in and post in the chat, and all your comments on our Facebook group, and all your comments in our ComSim World group. We like to, our motto here at the War Room is not, it's not about us, it's about our community. We want to give back to you guys. But obviously, it costs us a lot of time, trouble, and effort to do all this every week for you guys. And if it costs us all this money to ship out games to you guys, then it's kind of costing us in the long run. So we were looking at alternatives, like what can we do to get people to support the show in a financial way to help us support us, so that we can ship these games out to you guys, so we can interact with you guys. And when we get donations, we have a way to send them to you guys. And of course, we looked at Patreon, but after dealing with Patreon a couple weeks ago and their nonsensical they're nonsensical, where they wanted basically everyone to sign up for like a monthly package, and we didn't want people to be paying monthly on subscriptions and stuff. We didn't feel like it was right that our viewers pay, subscription to Patreon just to help us out. So what we're going to be doing going forward is we're going to be taking PayPal direct friend and family donations from you guys if you're interested in helping support the show. So we've got some information here for you guys. We're going to be sharing this information online, but this is a kind of us giving back to you guys and giving you the opportunity, if you wish, to just send us some money. And like I said, the reason we are we're not going with Patreon or anything like that, because Patreon takes a monthly fee out, plus they take a fee every time every month, and then they also take a PayPal fee out. So all this extra taken out isn't what we want for you guys.
And to be clear, we're doing this for the shipping. It's so we don't have to be out of pocket sending you these lovely games. That's right, isn't it?
Right.
That's the only reason.
We don't want people to spend a lot of, every month. We don't want you to subscribe or anything like that. All we want is, if you feel like it once in a while, if you want to send us $5 or $10 or whatever you want to send us to help us pay for shipping. We're going to be giving away games next week. We're going to try and give away several games that were, again, donated to us. I've got boxes of games that were donated to us that we want to ship to you guys as a thank you, as a prize. But I don't want to be out all that shipping funds that I was out last year either. So again, this isn't for us to make a lot of money. This isn't for us to get a kickback or anything like that. This is just so we can ship these games out that we're getting a donation. Now, Tony's was donated a copy of, what was it you have, Tony? Take Tool, which was donated very generously by Mike Butterjelly and GMT. And we want to thank them from the kindness of our hearts. We appreciate it. Good Lord, guys, we love these donations. The only problem, again, is it's going to cost Tony $20 or $30 to send it.
They're not like games nowadays, are they? Games are way a ton.
No, they've got minis and all this other stuff in it nowadays. And
so we're just trying to get together a sort of shipping bucket that we can pop the money in so we can send the stuff out. That's it.
So what we're doing again is, if you guys just want to spend $5 or $10, we don't want like $100. We don't want big donations. We do not want that. All we want is enough coming in where we can actually ship out these games that we get donations. I got a game coming from Herman Lutman, a signed copy of a game that he's designed. And I want to be able to send that to you guys. I want somebody out there to win this game. I know we got a lot of people at the end of the year. We got a lot of people that completed their 10-game challenge, and we would love to ship out 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 prizes. But again, you got to think, if we send out 10 prizes, that's on average $20 of shipping, maybe even more, times 10 is over $200 that we're spending shipping out, which is money out of my pocket or Tony's pocket or Ruff's pocket. And we just don't feel like, as our time and effort to be here every week and to supply at least some kind of war game entertainment for you guys every week, it shouldn't also cost us $200 or $300 every year just to ship games out, because we're getting a lot of donations and we love those donations. And it's either us saying, no, we can't take donations because we can't ship them out, or yes, we'll take the donations and then we have to spend our own money to ship things out. And we just don't think that shipping and having us fit the bill is gonna work. So what we're going to be doing going forward is if you win anything, right? Hopefully we'll get some donations and then we'll be able to ship those games to you. If you are outside the US and you win something from myself or you win something from Tony, then what we're going to ask you to do is help pay for the shipping costs to get, if you win outside the US. And then I know Ruff has got a few things that he's going to be giving away. So if you win something from Ruff and you're outside the US, it should be okay. But again, if you win it and it's going to cost Ruff some extra money, then obviously we're going to ask you to split the shipping costs with us. So
it's a pain. I know it's a pain, but the shipping costs being what they are, it's silly.
Right.
But you're still getting the game, So
Right, exactly. So we're hoping, we want to make this a we're not asking anyone to do it, but here's the deal. If you do support us, right? At the end of the year, in January, we're going to have our big 10 game anniversary. Anyone that donates, for every $5 you donate, you're going to get an extra drawing, and your name in the drawing, one extra dime for every $5 you spend. So if you give us $5, you get your name in the drawing once. If you give $10, you get your name in twice. Again, we don't want a big donation from anybody. We know we've already had a lot of people donate to us and giving us games. We've already been in contact this week by one of our good viewers who's got some games and he wants to give them to us as a thank you for all the work we do. So I know we do appreciate everyone. Okay. We want to say thank you. We want to tell everyone from GMT, Lock and Load, from Flying Pig, Mark Walker, Herman Lutman, Mike Butterjelly, Gene from GMT, all the people that have helped our show. We can't thank you enough. We appreciate it. We love it. And if I had to, I would ship these games out myself. It would even cost me another $280. But if it's $280 that I've got to ship out to you, to ship games to you guys, it makes it more of a burden for me to do this for you guys. And I don't want it to be a burden on myself. I don't want Tony. I don't want Ruff to be a burden. And I don't want it to be a burden on you guys. If you guys can't or choose not to help, that's fine. We're not expecting anyone to donate any money whatsoever. You do not have to. This is not a requirement. This is just if you enjoy the show and you can help support us, we would love to have a few money donation. Now,
in the shipping bucket, yeah.
Basically in the shipping bucket. Right, exactly. If you have any questions or thoughts, please, now's your time in the questions in the comments section. If you have any questions, here is the information again. Again, we're not going to be doing PayPal or I'm sorry, we're not doing Patreon or anything like that because they take extra money out for no reason. If you want to donate, you just go to PayPal and you tell me you want to do a friends and family donation. You can put it to my name. It'll go directly to my account.
There's the email. You put in the email, say it's family and friends.
Just
and
put my email address in when you go in and just put in kirkfan@gmail.com and just tell it you want $5 or $10 or whatever you want to donate to the club. And again, I think this is even better than the Patreon, because you're not going to get charged monthly or anything. This is just a one-time deal. We're going to ask for donations here at the end of the year, and then we're going to ask probably in June. I think we're going to do it like twice.
We've got to book our holidays. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Don't tell them that. So we'd appreciate it if you guys can do that.
No, yeah. We don't like to ask, but it's crazy. The shipping is crazy.
It's just I would love to be able to send these things to you that we get donated to I got just a big box this week from Lock and Load of games that are going to be donated to the War Room. We've already had a box that David Heath from Lock and Load has sent a bunch of computer games as well. So we got board games, we got computer games, and we want to ship these out to you guys. But I
It's
don't
going
want
to
it.
be It's going to be a 3-4 hour show. There's that much to give away. I tell you.
Yeah, and I mean, let's be honest. I mean, having super cool things for you guys to donate is, or getting donations for us and then sharing. I mean, I got
Okay, I think we
copy.
think we beat that horse down. Everybody's starting to actually donate already. So
Bloody brilliant! Thank you.
Thank you very much. So let's get on it. So, what have you played, Jester? And thanks for that, by the way. We really do appreciate all the donations and everything.
And we feel a bit weird about asking, but it's
it's very uncomfortable.
It's very uncomfortable.
We don't want to ask because we enjoy this and do this, and we're doing it as a hobby. We have fun with it. But this is the one thing we're like, well, we don't want to run it as a company. We just want to have some money just to ship out stuff to make it more fun. And so we do appreciate everything everybody does. We appreciate all you guys showing up in the show. And the support. Thank you so much. We do appreciate. So
because if it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't have a show. So
And Jester has no problem asking for money. I know Ruff doesn't either. If you actually make it through Ruff's actual video, he asks for it every time. So
I don't get it though.
I have never asked for money.
I know. I'm just teasing.
Even on my regular channel,
I just say if you want to donate because
I would never ask for donates on my channel either because I do it for fun and mainly I do it as an accountability for me. I've got all these games that I need to play and playing them on my channel. I don't know about you, but it helps me keep myself accountable to actually playing those games.
And the cool thing is, I mean, last year we shipped out a signed copy of Herman Lutman's A Most Fearful Sacrifice.
Well, actually, it was this year, but that's because Mark.
Well, it was earlier this year, but it was for last year, right?
Yeah, that wasn't our control.
How many of those games are signed copies by the designer? There might be only a handful of them in the whole world, and we had a copy to give out from here on the War Room. So that was super.
And if for some reason you are like independently wealthy and want to just help me and Ruff and Jester retire and do this professionally, we'll gladly take that from you.
That's not going to happen.
No, I know that's what.
Well, I mean, I doubt we get that, but you never know.
No, I'm just teasing.
Maybe a millionaire will come watch this show and then say, "Oh, well, I'll just donate $1 million or something." That would be awesome.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, Jester. Speaking of lock and load, drink everybody. We've mentioned it about 5 times. I saw you play a lot of lock and load lately.
I played Nations at War the other day.
Yep,
which was awesome. And then it just so happens, David Heath watches a lot of my stuff, and he noticed that I had like an older copy of Nations at War, so he sent me some stuff to upgrade to the new version of Nations at War. I also played Space Infantry, which is their solo kind of sci-fi squad-based game, which was very interesting. I actually have a phone conversation tonight with David and the designer as we're going to go over some stuff so that I can kind of enhance my next playthrough.
Oh,
so
cool.
Looking forward to that as well. So I've been playing that, and what else did I do?
How many games are you up to on your channel? I know you're good. I know your goal is 100.
I'm only at 82. I only got 2 in this week. I'm up to 82 different games on the channel this year, but my goal is to get to 100. I've got 18 more to go. I think I've got enough games here that I haven't played.
Mm-hmm.
I just haven't got them on, but I'm hoping to get 100 games, 100 different games. Of course, some of these we've played multiple times as well. So, how about you? What have you been up to, Tony?
Well, we ended up doing movie night last night, so we didn't play.
You didn't do your
no. But here's the fun thing: we were just finishing up dinner last night, and Natalie's like, "Hey, we had her D&D dice were just sitting out there," and my wife made a comment how pretty they are. She's like, "Okay, let's do a quick D&D session." So my daughter became a dungeon master, and we had to attack a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Wow.
So Natalie asked my Sean, Alex, myself, and Karen to list monsters. Sean listed a monkey. I said a chimera. My wife said a mermaid, and Alex said a Tyrannosaurus Rex. And she rolled a dice, and so we had to face off the Tyrannosaurus Rex. And the first thing I did was I snuck into the woods and hid, and I did that emphatically with a roll of 20 on a 20-sided dice. I was scared. I'm like, I'm leaving you guys. Sorry. And then Alex went in with his short sword and rolled a 20 and amputated off the T-Rex's leg. So that was actually pretty fun. We had a good time with that. I was very proud of my daughter on that one. She really liked the role playing aspect of games and stuff like that.
Cool.
But my big thing was I finally got Battle Skies Above Britain out, and I am loving that. It's such a smart. There's like the simple decisions are taken care of for you, and you just have to make sure you do the. So far, a lot of the simple decisions, the randomizing and stuff like that's already done for you, or it's easy enough. You roll a die and it already tells you which is really cool. But I've got more of that coming. I'm looking forward to hitting the campaign on that. But just like Rough, you might be seeing a lot of instead of Atlantic Chase, a lot of Skies Above Britain from my channel. Because I'm literally going to go through all the training scenarios that learns the game and then do a campaign because they're pretty quick, but really ingenious. I was texting Mike Berticelli about it, and I'm like, I can see the genius of this system. Even though I'm like two scenarios in. So yeah,
I did like, I did my unboxing,
Yep.
which we won't get into the good, the bad, and the ugly with that. But I did. One thing I will say is I did enjoy some of the design decisions they made with, actually making these, wood tokens,
or the heavier,
the way they had the different head-on tailing and everything, different maps, different card sets for the different advantages and disadvantages you get. So Al, Red Sox fan in the house. How you doing, Al? He's got his movie list, which of course we'll get into in a little bit. Everyone, we're hoping will enjoy that as well. With their top 5. If you haven't looked yet, our top 5 war movies this year.
Tony's quickly making his list now.
Oh, yeah, look at him.
Oh no, I had him. I left him upstairs, so I'm going through right now because I have my work desk upstairs where I actually do my like intelligent work, and then I have my computer desk, and I just don't want to run up and get it. I know I'm pretty good, so stop pointing out.
Well, you stop pointing out how sort of mercenary I am with asking for money. I don't ask for money.
I'm just kidding.
I know, but you've got to
Ruff,
put
what have you been up to, Ruff? Talk to us. You don't watch the Footy Bowl.
No.
What have you been doing? You didn't have Thanksgiving this week. What did you do?
No, we don't have Thanksgiving. The situation with the computer, it blew up, and I've got a new one, and I'm still learning the foibles of it. Because it's running on Windows 11. So some of my programs, which I had all set up on the other computer, like my editing, I could just open it up and off it goes, having to tweak and prod and do that. But I finally started recording again, thank goodness. And next week, all being well, we'll have the first of Halls of Hegra coming up. That'll probably be a 2-parter. And then after that, we're going to have a look at, if I can, there might be something in between because I want to learn Point Blank because I can't wait for that. That looks really good. My only problem with that is the blooming map. So I don't know.
You don't have to use the map.
I'm going to have to move the bit I want into the frame.
Either that or they have the little counters that have A, B, C, have all this stuff for you.
So you can put it out on a table without the map. Brilliant. Yep. So that's not a problem. I say my only problem is because I like to sleeve is it won't go back in a box, so I might have to have a rethink about that, but looking forward to that. In the meantime, something might go in between. I want to do a bit of not a War Game Wednesday, if not this year, next year, make that not a regular thing, but at every so often, because I'm building up a nice little collection of board games which I want to get on the channel. I'm not sure how successful they'll be, being that most of my viewers are war gamers, but as we find out, war gamers play other games too, so we'll see how that goes. But I'm pleased to be back videoing again. So and I forgot, and it says how quick you forget how to do things. It's been a couple of 3 weeks and you think, oh cracky, yeah, how do we do that? Are
you going to get at least 5 of your games, 10 games done this year, or are you just giving up?
5. No,
are you giving up?
No, I might do 5 because I've got other things to do. What do you mean? That's more than last year. What are you laughing at?
5. I mean, is it really that hard to get 10 games on your channel in 1 year? I got 82 different ones. 82 different ones. You can do more than 4 games.
Yeah, but you have a part-time job, and you're home most of the time, so I can't do that. I'm joking. I just can't find the time. And when I do it, the editing, you do it live, and there's no editing. I have to edit for my own piece.
Go live. You don't need to edit.
Yeah, but I don't want to. Yeah, but I can't in this setup. I can't go live. I'd have to push
you can.
The table.
Yes,
no, I'd have to push this table forward so I can see the thing, and I'd have to bring the. It's a pain in the bum. Hopefully next year I can do a bit more live stream, but also I've got other things coming in. I had Zero Leader. I had to do that. Took up 6 weeks, and other things. I've got Point Blank that I've got to do, and it looks like I'm getting Spruance Leader in. So it's
remember Nerd coming on saying that he was going to get all 10 of his done. Remember that? And Tony called him out and said,
"Yeah, I remember that."
Things happen.
Yeah, I'll tell you what though. I think I did pretty good on my list. I have one left to do,
and then we got this thing coming in. Look,
it's good, Ruff.
I know.
In the way you learn it,
Phoenix Knight, good subscriber on my channel, and make sure you check out his channel as well. It does a lot of really good Arkham stuff.
Oh, cool.
If he's going to add some war games, you guys in the chat, help him out. Tell him which games maybe he might be interested in.
And kind of be serious, guys. Don't throw Case Blue out there.
Also, what sort of era of war are you interested in? And focus down on that. There's plenty of games.
He's still on fire. Yeah, you can't think he's still on fire. We're going to try and get that one of these days, but with the holidays coming, it's going to be hard. Plus, we got our 3rd anniversary show next week. So Tony has got to get his daughter ready to, and Ruff's got to get his son. I've got to try to find my daughters and see if they're going to be available to come in.
Well, remember, I have 3. So I'm going to try to get all 3 on.
Yeah. Well, let's hope.
It may be 2 seconds of one coming in saying hi and then running off, but I'm going to, I got to get that check mark in there.
We're going to have prizes. We're going to have giveaways. We're hopefully going to have, so that'll be great. Again, make sure if you show up next week, that'd be awesome. We love you guys. We love the support you guys do for us. We love everything. So, thank you all for coming out. Bear in mind, he's also a solo gamer.
A DVG.
World War II, the story of the Bismarck in particular.
Do you want tanks? Do you want
We've got Bismarck. Atlantic Chase.
Atlantic Chase. There you go. There's a good recommendation.
20-page solo booklet in it. You can play it 2-player. It's a 2-player game, but it has a solo thing. But if you want to go off with Navy, then you've got DVG. You've got tons of stuff.
Yeah, DVG would be good, especially if you like tanks, if you like subs, if you like boats. I mean, they've got just about any type of subtopic you could do. So it's pretty cool. It's
one that just came out solo. This is a great solo game.
Yes, that is. Yep. Yeah, I'll tell you what. That I understand why you
also
like
play Apple Hockey solo.
Now I understand why you liked Atlantic Chase so much and how they taught it. That's pretty cool. Like, because I see Jerry. I see that
Jerry White, and now he's got with Gina. What a great pairing of designers that is. It looks like it's absolutely brilliant.
I'll tell you what. She's got a game on Revolution. Is it Revolution site? No. Legion
Come
War
on,
Games.
Butter Jelly, you can do it. Butter Jelly, you can do it.
No,
got
if you look on Tack Up, he's got blooming Britain out. He's got Skies Over Britain out. No chance.
No, I know.
He's just posted a picture.
Because
Just
how
a
many
second.
of you had Skies Above Britain as one of your 10 games?
I did.
you were Did you really?
No, I didn't.
No. I was
No.
going to say, I don't think many of us even heard about it, let alone were.
I didn't realize it was going to be that awesome. Like it was. I almost didn't buy it, honestly.
And don't
'Cause
forget, if you finish your 10 games, and even if you didn't finish your 10 games, right? January 14th is going to be the big show.
Yep.
January 14th, where we're going to give away all people that completed their 10 games. We're going to give away prizes to those people. You're in the running for prizes. We're also going to give prizes away to those people that donated. We got lots of things that have been donated for us, lots of goodies, lots of giveaways. Looking forward to January 14th. And don't forget next week, which we're also going to be giving stuff away for our 3rd year anniversary.
I see.
We will have logos. We would have had logos if somebody was on it.
I see William Bird was talking about Old School Tactical Volume 2 and 3 is on sale. I did pick up Volume 2, so now I will have 1, 2, and 3. And I forgot I've been playing off camera Volume 3. That is a neat little system. I'll tell you what, that Old School Tactical is really a neat system. It's different enough, but it's really a neat system.
Yes, somebody, we don't know who it was, but somebody was thinking that, hey, I came across this, I should probably share it with people.
Actually, you were the reason why I got it, Jester.
Of course I am, Tony.
Because you posted
somebody
that.
Came across this information and said, oh, I should probably post that and let everyone know about it on our Facebook group. 40% off everything. Use the holiday code or the coupon code HOLIDAY. And I think that's good until I'm not sure when it's good till. Speaking of which, because we haven't done this in a long time, let's check out what everyone's been playing.
Mike just put that down.
Here's a playlist.
Oh, I like the texture. I like the stay put mats on there, Mike.
All right, so here's when I did my unboxing.
Yeah.
Right. And I don't know much about the game. I get it because I like the theme or whatever. So I didn't know anything about this game ahead of time. But things I liked about this, the components, good quality components. Second of all, I like the fact that this map isn't taking up like most of the table. It's crazy how big these other ones are for Storm Above the Reich. It's huge compared to this map. So anyways, I enjoyed that. Black Friday sale, free gesture with orders over 50 pounds. I think that should be a giveaway for everyone. There's your old school tactical right there. Yep. Close up view. And this is Mr. I'm getting ready to retire, Gearhart. Good photos. Then, of course, one of the all-time greatest games ever in existence.
I need to get that to the table. I really do. And I think that might be a game next year.
Then we got our holiday sale. 1886. The Great Game. Rail Empires in Central Asia. Don't know anything about that. The Mighty Endeavor. This is from Charles.
That's Charles, yeah.
It looks like he's doing the expanded version too with the Soviets. I did the one without the Soviets. I did the same thing. I wrote like crap ton on my boards while I was going through it.
Oh, and that was from Alistair.
Mm-hmm.
4 and the 5th Corps.
Yeah.
It's always nice to see what people are playing and getting photos in here. And let's say, if you're going to post a photo, this might be a really good week. Hint, hint, to post a photo in our Facebook group. Might be a really good week to post.
Yeah, I think I'll get the camera out tomorrow and just set up a few games and just take a photo. Yes,
So,
we
and
do.
of course, if you're unfamiliar with what's going on the channel, there's our announcements and stuff we talked about from last week.
Lots of mighty endeavor there. Standard
Fighting
combat
formations. Who was he teaching? I think that was Mike teaching you, wasn't it?
Yeah, that Mike was teaching me that one. We got to get back to that because I want to see how that goes out because I really, really enjoyed that. Oh, and I missed my eBay. I was so mad. I could have bought it for 52, but I put a bid in for 40. It went for 68.
Oh,
And I didn't get it.
You know what this is, right?
Flying
that's
Wing leader.
flying
wing
wing
leader.
Wing leader.
flying wing
So,
leader.
speaking of which, and I hate to stop what we were doing, but of course we had the GMT sale last week. And everyone, right? I had my list and I had my games and I was showing people last week. I emptied my cart and restarted. And I ended up with, who would have thunk what I ended up with?
Well, you told us, and I was shocked. I was shocked.
I ended up getting, well, I have, so I actually
Your
got
favorite
this out after watching somebody play it. And I was like, all right, I know I was not very happy with this game when it came out.
It was the components so much. It really wasn't the game.
Because yeah. So like
there was a mix between the
first
old
edition,
cards. Yeah.
right? They had these nice wood components, right? And then they went cheap on the expansion, right? Where they had like the little plastic instead of wood. And I was like, I don't know. I like the wood. They look really nice, blah, blah, blah. So I ended up getting all the Wing Leader series. All the games that I'm missing the one big box.
You tinker.
Which was the Supremacy Edition. And then I had one of the expansions, which was this Blitz. So I was missing several of the others. And I was like, well, I mean, let's be honest, right? So when you go and you look at it and you're like, oh, hey, this expansion is like 40, and you click the add button, right? And then you go to your cart and you put in the code, it's like
$20.
It's like $10, $15, 20, whatever it was. I'm like, oh, well, that's okay. Let's just add.
What you've done is you've done a 50% Panzer, haven't you? That's what you've done.
Yeah.
Got
So I got the Wing Leader series coming because I think, I don't know. I got Battle of Britain and I got in this air mode. I've got planes. You can see actually one of my planes is sitting right there now on that box. I got planes everywhere. It's kind of my jam, right? It's kind of my jam.
Oh, it reminded me. I've got, when you finished, something to say about planes, and models.
Go ahead. I'm done.
Well, I was watching something. We all used to build models. Airfix models over here in Britain is a big name, and they're still around. And this guy was going on about one of the supermarkets over here was selling sort of like starter models for Airfix at a silly price. But he said on the back of the box of an Airfix box, there's a little token called flying hours. You cut them up, and as a kid, you save them up, and then you send them off, and they send you another model. But if you're an older person, you might not bother to do it. But he said, don't throw them away. Send them to this charity called Models for Heroes, where you've got ex-servicemen and people in the emergency services that have been affected by, what they do and their mental illness, and they will get the models. And it's a great. I'll put up, if I can find it, I'll put up a link to the website. Probably only to us over here, but I thought, what a great concept. So if you do get any Airfix kits, and over on the back it says flying hours on it, cut it out, keep it, or just send it off to these guys at Models for Heroes, which I'm trying to find.
I was going to say, put a link in the chat if somebody wouldn't mind doing that. That'd be
I'll
awesome.
do that now.
Or you can share your screen. No, you probably can't do that. That would just blow it up. But anyways, I love I love all the different planes you get. You got like 48 planes.
Mm-hmm.
And like the base game alone, plus all the expansions, I just love that. I could just like look at all the super cool planes, right? There's the LAGG3. And then of course, there's the Zero,
Yeah.
and then I mean, so cool. So I'm like, all right, so I got that, and then I ended up like going through the rest of their stuff, looking to see, and I was like, oh, hey, they got Thunder Alley, which is their racing game.
The
And I was like,
NASCAR
oh, that
one,
looks pretty cool. I'm going to buy that.
But then you got to get the
And-
track expansion kit.
So you got to get the track expansion with that. But then if you get the Thunder Alley, you got to get the Grand Prix because it's the same thing, but it's with Formula One. So I got to get that. So I'm getting all the racing games, and then of course Apocalypse Rose.
Which is like Mad Max,
which is basically a racing game with guns. So I was like, oh, I got to get that. So
Spare Rib got SPQR. That's awesome.
That's a good. See, I got my Death Valley, and that I suspect that SPQR is a good buy in the half price sale. You get tons of stuff.
Yeah, Mike says Thunder Alley is the best racing game. I prefer the Grand Prix, but that's just because I like Formula One. But I could see why like the NASCAR would be so popular.
Now here's the thing: most people don't know, and I'm going to share this with you guys. You know who designed it?
Somebody in your
yes. Oh, maybe I did talk about this.
Yeah,
so
you did,
Jeff Hoger and his wife Carla are cabbies. I was a cabs member until I moved down here. I remember him bringing big poster boards and to cabs and showing people his game, and I'd watch him talk about it, and I always thought, oh yeah, it was kind of interesting, it's kind of cute, it's kind of cool, but it's not going to go anywhere, sure, good luck, and then of course you got the deal with GMT, and took off, and it was super, super great. So yeah, he's a cabbie. I met him and his wife like a million times. And it's super cool that it's like people right? Like regular Joe, right? Regular Joe guy. And he makes a game, and you're like, oh yeah, good luck to you. And then he actually makes a good game. So he also did maneuver as well. Correct. Absolutely. I forgot he did maneuver as well. Yes. It's pretty cool that I actually remember him in cabs with this little poster board. And back then it was all in pencil and black and white. Right?
Oh yeah.
I remember seeing the game. I remember seeing the game when it was just in its infancy. And it's
did he use like Matchbox cars for the game?
No, he used counters. He used counters.
Okay.
I remember the counters, but I don't ever remember Matchbox or anything like that. But
that was
like 20 years ago. I mean, it was all in development for 5 years. I've been down here for 8 years. So that was at least like 13 to 15 years ago when So
yeah, no, that I went to a miniatures convention up here just to go check it out, and it's up at Fort Meigs up here.
Right.
And
a lot of people, and Tony, this, but Academy Games is from Ohio.
They're
from Uwe would come to Columbus and we had our big meetings. And before Company of Heroes was even released to the public, I beta tested that at Cabs. I didn't get my name in the book or anything, which I should have, but I remember sitting that down talking with him and his son before the game was actually, when it was in its infancy, before it was anything.
Oh, that'd be about 30 years
not
ago.
only that, but the most important game of all time, Dominion was actually at Cabs in its infancy before it was released to the public. And my friend, who every once in a while will show up and post in their platypus, him and his wife actually got in as a beta tester for it. So Dominion actually came to Cabs, and everyone was like, deck building, what the hell is this? And we kind of introduced it to the world. So that's what we did. What would you do with your life? Nothing. We introduced games to people. That's what we did.
That's told us, isn't it, Tone? It's told us.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
I guess showing off Mr. President to, the world for the first time.
Means nothing.
Nothing.
Tony, you get to pass. Ruff, what have you been up to? Nothing.
Ruff is showing Montenegro.
No.
Wait a
No,
minute.
I've got
You
a
did
few.
that one game that you couldn't even pronounce. What was it called?
The German
somebody
game.
from
I have
Germany
literally
sent
written
you.
it was the German game.
What was the name of that thing?
Which game?
The
The
German
one from Germany.
where the peasant revolt one.
I can't remember.
You don't even remember the name of it.
I don't even
Wow.
remember the name of it now. Because
The
he got
guy
the
sent it
hump.
to you, and you never.
He got the hump. He got the hump because I emailed back a few constructive things about the rule book, and never heard from him again. So because he designed it, he did the rule book, he did the key. It's a lovely piece of art he sent me. I'm not going to get rid of it. Eisenhut. That's what it is.
Eisenhut. That's it.
Eisenhut.
Eisenhut.
And
It was on your top 10 games to play this year too.
and I've played it because
He played it.
Yeah, but it's a worker placement. There's battles in it. You're sort of sieging towers, and you're taking over towns and taking all the good stuff
You
out.
send it to me then.
It's
Worker
good.
placements like my jam.
I know. But the rule book, I said maybe you need somebody in that hasn't. He's been developing it for over 10 years, and I just said maybe you need a pair of fresh eyes, a developer, to look at the rule book, look at it overall, and maybe. Because you know exactly what's going on and you've written it like it's in here, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
You haven't done a Jerry on it. You haven't done a Jerry White on it. So, but yeah, that was that. A few more people will pass their GCSE.
So there, we've actually introduced stuff. There you go. So now we're good.
We actually, if you think about it, right? And we don't like to pound our chest too loud. I do,
No, I
but you
don't.
guys don't. But we like to pound our chest. We've introduced Plum Island Horror just a couple weeks ago. We had a world premiere of the map, right?
And then he sent it out later out there. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah. We did Mr. President, which you've shown people.
The Wolfpack. We've introduced Wolfpack.
We've done Wolfpack for people.
The first look at the North Africa dual pack expansion. The first look at that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we've actually, I think we're doing pretty good. I think we're doing good enough that we should be nominated for War Games Show of the Year when it comes time for that nonsense. Because let's be honest, not too many War Games shows out there that actually have all these world premieres. Well, I'm going to come up with a list of all the things we've done in the last 3 years. Look at all the designers we've had on here. We've had Jeremy White on here. We've had Herman Luttman.
We've had the best of the bunches on.
We've had Mike Butterjelly. We've had the best of the best. Mitch Land.
I know he watches. He just doesn't comment. So I want to make sure I say his name.
In the shadows. And,
yes, him and David Heath. They sit in the shadows
and
listening.
Kev sometimes.
Oh yeah, Kev. Yep.
Kev sits in the shadows. Yeah.
They'll wait till the end to say hi. Just thinking they just jumped in.
We've shown people. We've talked. We've given things away. We've got signed copies. We've gotten.
I'll tell you what. This has been.
I think
fun.
For all the stuff that we, the nonsense that we do, I think we do give a lot of things to people, though.
The nonsense is part of the show, but we've done lots of first-time things, lots of great designers and YouTubers on the channel, and we just talk nonsense for a couple of hours, and I love it. And I'm glad you guys love it too.
All right, well, let's talk about our subject for the day then.
Hold on. Do you want me to do my history?
I want you to do your history, and I want Tony to have his
game, my P500 game that's not made the cut
so
yet.
Every week, starting this week, each one of us is going to get a job. Ruff's job is going to be what happened on this day in history. Tony's job is going to be picking out a P500 game that hasn't made it yet, and he's going to introduce it to people and talk about it. And my job, I can't remember what was I going to do?
You're going to moan at us too. That's your job.
I get on YouTube. No, I was going to do something. Now I can't remember what I was going to do. But yes. So Ruff, take it away, my friend.
Okay. So 26th of November, excuse me, 1645, English Civil War, the third siege of Newark, which lasted from 26th of November, 1645 to the 8th of May, 1846. So a long old siege, because Newark was important to both sides. Because there were two main roads that run through the town. One's called the Great North Way, and the other Foss Way, which I believe both are still the Foss Way. Certainly is. Newark Castle was deliberately destroyed as a fortress in 1648. So a big siege going on in our Civil War. Over your side of the pond, 1776, during the American Revolution, the Continental sloop Independence, commanded by Captain John Young, captures the British merchant ship Sam with $20,000 in coin on board, which in them days was a fair bit of money.
Yeah.
So I bet that annoyed the Brits a bit. 1864, still over your side of the pond, the Sassacus class double-ender steam gunboat Meta Comet, commanded by Lieutenant Commander J.E. Jewett, captures the Confederate blockade runner steamer Susanna in the Gulf of Mexico off of Campeche Banks. I hope I pronounced that right. Half her cargo of cotton is thrown overboard in the chase. During the war, there were 27 of these Sassacus class double-ended gunboats in commission, and these were weird. They were specially constructed for service on narrow inland waterways, and had a rudder at both ends, so because you couldn't turn round, so they could travel in both directions on these narrow rivers. So yeah, very, very clever. 1917. This is to do for you, Jester. The National Hockey League is formed on this day in 1917.
Woohoo.
With the Montreal Canadiens, Montreal Wanderers, Ottawa Senators, Quebec Bulldogs, and Toronto Arenas as its first teams. There we are today.
Wow. Hockey started. All right.
1939. The shelling of Manila was a military incident. It's Manila. Happened on the 26th of November, which is in Russia. And the Soviet Red Army shelled it. It's a Soviet village, and it's very near the Finnish border. The Soviet Union declared that the fire originated from Finland, from nearby border, and claimed that they had losses in personnel. Because of that false flag operation, the Soviet Union gained a great propaganda boost and a casus belli for launching the Winter War 4 days later.
Sounds to me like they took a little bit from Hitler's playbook.
Yeah. That's Poland Gate. That was so.
Yeah.
Again, 1941, under the greatest of secrecy, the Japanese Armada, commanded by Vice Admiral, Chuchi Nagumo, leaves Japan to attack the US Navy at Pearl Harbor, which happened on December the 17th. But they actually left on this day to get there, and the Armada includes all 6 of Japan's first-line aircraft carriers. And lastly, concerning us, 1944, World War II, of course, a German V-2 rocket, because they started using them in 44, and I think Belgium was the first country to see some land, but of course they came across to hit London. A German V-2 rocket hit a Woolworths store on New Cross High Street in Lewisham and killed 168 shoppers. Woolworths is a bit like, it's no longer with us. It's a bit like your Target, I think. It's a sort of,
it's a department store.
Yeah. So, and that's all I could. Well, it's not all I could find, but that's my lot for this day, 26th of November.
Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. We do appreciate it. That is just lovely, Ralph. No, I remember what I was going to do. So what I'm going to do is, you're going to do this. You're going to do what happened, right? Tony's going to do a P500 game, and then I'm going to go blast from the past, and I'm going to find a game from the past and introduce it to people that maybe you hadn't heard about. Okay, go ahead, Tony. What would you like me to share?
Please, I got it all set up, ready to go.
I see you did. I didn't want to share it.
There aren't that many that are new. The majority are reprints that haven't made the cut, surprisingly. But this one is a Rebellion Britain. Now, this is the resistance against Rome in the 1st century, which is pretty cool. And I'm gonna do now. Artie pointed this out, and I kind of agree with him. The designers are all the way at the bottom. It's like the last thing. These should be up
Solitaire.
at the top.
It's Solitaire.
That's what they used to do in olden days, Victory Games and Avalon Hill. Sometimes they didn't even put the designer on the box. It was.
I just wish this would be up at the top. I think it would be good, but it is Solitaire, but it is a CDG, so it's right up your alley, Eddie. And basically, what you're doing is you have the Aseni, and I'm going to mispronounce these. Other than I know it's Brigantes, and then the Silures and Rome. So there's a 1 to 4. They have bots for all the rest of them, which is really cool. Each player's given actions. They directly take cards. Basically, you try to burn down Roman forts, take control of land, and all that stuff. You get victory points for doing that stuff. Now, here's where it's different than most CDGs. You actually can prepare a card for the next turn.
Oh, ahead of time.
Ahead of time. So you can play 2. If you have a card that's prepared, you can play 2 cards. You can play your prepared card, and then you can play a card out of your hand. So you can have a nice back-to-back. The only issue is you have to put that card down, and you still have to play it no matter what.
If things change, it's too late. Right.
Yeah, so it could screw you over pretty good. So that's kind of what's cool about it. Here's the map.
It looks cool. I've ordered it. I pre-ordered it because I'm a fool, and it's got Britannia in the title, and it's solo. So what more can a Brit want?
Yeah, it's asymmetric
What's the name of this one?
What?
What's the name of this one?
Rebellion Britannia.
Might have to pre-order this one. Looks pretty good.
Yep. It looks really good. Looks really cool. This is obviously a tabletop simulator of this,
but it's a good idea, doesn't it?
Yep, gives you a real good idea. Nice thing is they're asymmetric faction abilities and scoring, so not everybody's doing the same thing. Your tribe will be doing something. The Romans will be getting points for something, so you don't have to do that. So, and they actually, it's a dash of inspiration from the Coin series.
I was going to say, yes, it looked like, and I faltered because I saw that, but then I saw it's solo and it's Britannia.
Yeah, it's kind of it's definitely different because it's more of a CDG, and it's kind of nice. So it's a bot system to play solitaire against 1 to 3 bots.
How does that work in the Coin series, though? Is it a bit of a kerfuffle?
I don't know.
It's 3 bots.
You get used to the bots. It may be a card bot too. They don't go into detail about the solo part so much. But it's huge. It's a nice. Here's the nice thing. It is
low complexity as well.
Yep, but it's also that big. It's only 22 by 17, so it's not very big at all. So it's nice table space.
Yeah, we like that.
Yeah, very much so. 126 poker-sized cards, 4 tarot-sized cards. Those might be the bots. That's what I'm thinking. 4 half-player aid sheets.
Hi, Dan.
Good to see you there, Solitaire Board Game Channel. Good. Yeah, that one looks like
there
a
was
good one. How many orders do they have on this so far?
424.
Ooh, it's getting there. It's getting there, boys.
You ordered it,
424, but yep. So check this out. If you like CDGs, it looks like it'll be a fun. It doesn't look like it looks like a good, nice 60 to maybe a 2 hour, 1 to 2 hour game.
Complexity, solo friendly. If you want that sort of thing, yeah.
Yep. So take a look at it. There are some other stuff. There's like an interview and everything like that. So pretty cool. So that is my P500 share for the day. Rebellion.
I'm gonna order that one right now, my friend.
And sorry, I thought kerfuffle, that being I say things because they're very English or very British.
I get it. I
less kerfuffle, more malarkey with a dash of palaver. So there we go.
I understand every single word you just said. So let's put it that way. Yeah. So,
all right.
But no, I was
orders in, boys. Orders in, Tony.
In the date was announced on the old email.
It was. I'll tell you what. I've got to start really digging into that. That looks really good and something that I would like. So
but I hadn't read the email from GMT last week. I said, and I had a quick look at it over the week. And Mr. B has got another space game, solitaire space game coming out, which I've ordered. So I hope it's not like Space Corps, because that didn't.
No, this looks more exploration type thing,
4X thing, yeah,
or like attacking thing, more of that than
that's what,
than the economic style game. So,
All right, well done, gentlemen. Don't forget, next week we got our anniversary show, 3rd anniversary coming up next week. With, of course, the children will be on with us. So we'll probably go, 2, maybe a little bit longer next week, depending on how things go and how much we get done and everything, But hopefully we'll get a chance to
William said he looks
meet
like
Oliver and Natalie and Brooke and Brittany and
John and Alex.
John and Alex.
Sean.
Okay. John and Alex. Sorry.
No, Sean.
Sean.
Yeah.
Sean. Sorry, Sean.
I did ask my older daughter, Brooke, and she just gave me one of her looks and walked away. And so,
I have a feeling I'm going to get the look too. So, anyways, let's go ahead and talk about our subject for this week, which, boy, the time flies. It's already down to less than an hour to talk about this, but our top 5, I mentioned it last week. So we decided to go ahead and have an episode about it, talk about our top 5 war movies of all time. Did you guys find it easy to do this? Hard? No? No.
Because you start writing them down and then you think, oh God, and you go, no, that's 21 I've got. No, I can't have that.
I've got one question to clarify first.
Okay.
There's one that's a documentary, but it was released in the movie theater by Peter Jackson. Would that count as a movie or a documentary?
Tenuous, but I'll go with the majority. It's a democracy here.
Because I'll do that as an honorable mention.
I wanted to open it up to everything, but you guys were strict with me last week. You tried to rein me in
shown in the theater.
Only a movie, no documentaries.
Okay.
And it was no.
That's another. We've got books, we've got documentaries, we've got T-shirts, we've got lots to do. Yeah,
so let's go with our top 5. I will 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I will start because why not, right?
Okay, sounds good.
This one actually.
Oh, see,
interesting enough.
Another one. Look,
I was going through out in the main room. Right, we have this cabinet that has the TV on it, and then I had all my movies and stuff in there, and I was pulling them out and organizing them because the wife's on this kick. So I'm organizing everything. So I pulled out a couple because I'm like, oh, I need to watch this. I need to watch this. I need to watch this. So I have like all my Harry Potter movies and Firefly series, and I grabbed a couple movies, and my number 5 movie of all time, 1917.
I haven't actually got a lot of these.
It's on because I pulled this out and I was like, oh, I need to watch that again. So I like this one because it's not all just war. It's actually, about the consequences of actions that you take during the war, right? And these 2 fellas that have like no idea like what's going to happen, and you see like their little adventures. They try to help out. So that is my number 5, 1917. Not a lot of war, shooting, bangy stuff. This is more of an adventure game for me, which I think is it brings the human element to the war, which I enjoy. Anyways, that's my number 5, 1917. Ruff?
Very hard to do this list. Very hard. But my number 5 is from 1957, and it's The Paths of Glory with Kirk Douglas. Fantastic anti-war film, but just the brutality of the First World War. It's one of those ones you don't want to watch because it's like, oh, that's a bit uncomfortable, but it's a great film. Black and white, of course. And a lot of these films I've picked are from my youth, when on a Sunday afternoon there's always a war film on after you've had your dinner. and we'd sit down and watch these war films. So, and Paths of Glory was one of them.
Nice.
God bless you, Kirk Douglas.
So,
Yeah.
Tony, are we going to go 3 for 3 with World War One?
Well, my honorable mention will be that one because I got to honorable mention this one, and that's They Shall Never Grow Old, which is the documentary by Peter Jackson where he took all the old film and then all the audio from the Imperial War Museum
Yeah.
and put it together. That was really good. But no, my number 5 is The Patriot with Mel Gibson. The reason why I love that movie, it has my favorite battle at the end, which is the Battle of It replicates the Battle of Cowpens.
Cowpens, yeah.
Which is really the American generals outsmarted the British generals on that one. 100%.
All right.
I'm not saying it always happens, but that time it did. So, but the Patriot is. I really enjoyed that one.
My number 4 is, we got Wing Leader, we have Battle for Britain, we got Storm over the Reich. It's air combat extraordinaire in World War II. And if you're talking about the most important job was trying to bomb the Reich into submission, and of course, if we're talking about that, we're talking about Memphis Belle, and we're talking about.
I forgot about that one.
You're talking about watching the crew go through and the horror and terror of watching every mission, knowing that you are hundreds of miles behind enemy line. And if something happens to your plane, you're not coming home. So my number 4 all-time favorite is Memphis Belle. Rough? No.
I'm just making a note of the thing I remembered about it. Battle of Britain was going to be in there. I remember seeing it as a kid in the pictures. But one that sticks in my mind for some reason, there's not a lot of war going on. It's about a truck in the desert and finding this guy alone and deciding whether or not this guy is a German spy. He's saying he's South African, but, he helps dig out the thing. It's a great film. Ice Cold in Alex is a film from 1958. John Mills, Anthony Quayle. And I believe it has the first advert for something. Well, product placement, they call it now, don't they? This had the first product placement because they all get... spoiler coming up. This guy is a German spy, and he gives himself up when they get to Alexandria. That's the ice cold. That's the Alex, and the ice cold is a cold bottle of Carlsberg, and they pour out this in the bar afterwards. They let him have a beer before the MPs, take him off, and they pour out this beer, and it's so cold it's got the frosting on it at the condensation. And John Mills wipes his finger up the glass, and you see Carlsberg. And,
I love it.
It's great. It's not much no war going on, but it's set during the war, during the North Africa campaign, and great acting. Sylvia Sims is in it as well. I think there's only 3 or 4 people in it. But yeah, Ice Cold in Alex rather than Battle of Britain. Sorry, Battle of Britain.
All right, Tony.
Mine is, they've actually made a re-release of it, but I'm talking about the original of this. Mainly because I show it to my students, and that's kind of what we're doing World War I. But it's All Quiet on the Western Front.
Mm-hmm.
The new one or the old one?
The old one. I have not seen the new one, but I've heard good things about the new one. But the old one, it really shows what life on the front was like. Obviously, without all the gore.
Well, do you know what they actually cut out a section of that film because it was too gory, and it was when I can't remember if it was German. I can't remember what side it was, but they run up to the barbed wire, and grab hold of the barbed wire, and a mine blows him up, and all that's left are his hands hanging on the barbed wire.
Ooh.
And they cut that out, and in 19, whenever it was.
Yeah.
But I think now when you watch it, you see it. It's it's nothing more.
To me, that's always been a classic. It really is just it stands the test of time.
But, Dan from Solitaire Board Game is saying that the newer one is better, so I've got to watch it.
I have to watch. We'll have to watch that for sure. Yeah, absolutely. All right, my number 3 game. Right, so 1980s. I want to take you back, boys. You have young, impressionable, young
Wolverine.
Mr. Jester. And 1987 comes around, just graduated high school, and I'm when I'm trying to decide what I'm going to do for my life, and I don't have any clue what I'm going to do. I'm thinking maybe I'll join the Marines, maybe I'll do something. Then a little movie comes out, and I watch it, and I say to myself, there is no way in hell I am joining the Marines. Screw that. My number three game. My number three movie of all time is Full Metal Jacket.
Yeah,
and that
good,
was
yeah.
my hell no, I am not going in the army. That is not the life for me.
That's a good one.
That is
That's
a good one.
Ruff, what is your number three?
My number three, I've just seen what extra Squeaky has put there, and a film called The Hill with Sean Connery. It's about a military prison camp where all the ne'er-do-wells are put, and it's about the bad treatment they got. It's a great film, so I recommend that one. But on my list, I think I mentioned it before, is old Kenneth Moore in 1960, Sink the Bismarck. I love it. I love that film.
Oh man, now I just thought of a bunch of other ones now.
You do, and it reminds me so much of Atlantic Chase, because Kenneth Moore's in the HQ Admiralty House, and they've got the big the board, and they're moving the ships about, plotting where they, just like Atlantic Chase. So fantastic film. Of course, they do sink the Bismarck, but yeah, great film. Another black and white film from my youth, watching on a Sunday afternoon. Sink the Bismarck.
Sink the Bismarck. Tony,
Mine is
number three.
My number three is kind of cliche, and I'm kind of embarrassed to put it on there, but I really do like it, which is Saving Private Ryan.
Someone had to say it.
That's
not
me.
me.
It's really good. I enjoy it. They did a great job with it, and yeah, some of the stuff's not always quite accurate, but it gets the point across.
The opening sequence is incredible.
When you had veterans that were on Normandy having flashbacks when they watched it, you did something, that was that pretty accurate.
Or you can hear it. The bullets are moving past you. Yeah.
Oh,
jeez.
All right, my number two, best war movie of all time. So this is a heavy hitter sub game. I keep calling it a game. It's not a game. It's a movie, right? But most people think Das Boot when they talk about subs. It's not. My number two is U-571. Awesome movie. I love it. It's basically a journey, right? This crew that comes out of, rookies, and they have to figure out a way to survive, and they have to figure out a way to get by, and they have to figure out a way that honor and sacrifice and duty, they have to learn all these things throughout this movie. It's not just, oh, hey, it's a sub movie and this is what happens.
Oh, we got some bots in.
Yep.
Yeah, thanks, Fred.
Yep.
I got him, Jester. I got him.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate it. So, anyways, my number two, I enjoy the nonstop thought process of these rookies that are going through this mission. They get put on this mission and they don't know what to do, and they have to figure out a way to get by. And I really enjoy it. And yeah, it's kind of Hollywoody, and they make a big ordeal about it. But for me, the whole thing about this movie is about how this inexperienced crew goes from making their own decisions to, now I've got to decide who's going to live and who's going to die, and can I do that? And it's kind of a growth process that happens. And what do you guys think? I love it. I think it's great.
I have not seen it. I went through.
No, I've not seen it.
You haven't seen it? U-571? Wow.
No, Hunt for Red October and Crimson Tide. Is it Crimson Tide? I think those two are the.
Is that the one with Gene Hackman in?
Yes.
Yes, and Denzel
Washington. Yep.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
You need to watch U-571. just watch it. For those of you who have seen it, right? Let me know in the chat. Rate it out for me. Am I crazy? Am I the only one? I know it's not like a really popular movie, and a lot of people don't talk about it. But I always thought as soon as I watched this movie for the first time, I'm like, man, that movie, like, it's a lot of these, especially when you're talking about a sub movie. There's not a lot of things you can do with it. This movie isn't really about that. It's about the people in the sub and how are they going to survive in this submarine. So, and how are they going to, repair it? And anyways, that's my number 2, U571.
Oh, nice one. L's Red Sox fan, Enemy at the Gates. That's a good one too.
Yeah. Oh, you see, but my number 2, and I've written it down, and I have to disagree with you, Jester, is Das Boot, because you have to watch it in German with the subtitles. You can't watch it in the dubbed because their mouths are going like this and they're saying something. No, you've got to watch it. Alarm! Alarm! You've got to do, you've got to watch it. Fantastic. I made Oliver watch it, my boy watch it, and he was sitting there enthralled with it. About how awful, war is, and especially if you're in a tin can, terrible. But a great, fantastic film, in my opinion. Das Boot.
Das Boot. Okay. Tony, number 2.
My number 2 is A Single Name, Patton, with
Patton.
George C. Scott.
Another great. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I literally can watch that anytime. Anytime I can watch that. And, it's like, yeah, quick. Yep, definitely.
Jerome agrees with Das Boot. He's a submariner. You fool. I don't know how you guys do it. Really don't, but God bless you.
Absolutely. My number 1, and it is not even close. My number 1 is the best movie of all time. It's not even just the best war movie of all time. It is the best movie of all time. And this will be the first time that me and Tony will actually cross over. And I'm going with Tony. Saving Private Ryan is number 1 movie of all time, because Hollywood didn't really Hollywood movies like they do. They have to make everything a love story. They have to make all the good things and they have to make things so when people leave the movies, they're happy. As Tony mentioned, people were showing up to this movie having flashbacks and having heart attacks because it was bringing them back to what actually happened. When you have a movie like that, it doesn't make it a movie. It makes it real life. And that's why this movie is the number 1 movie of all time, Saving Private Ryan. Thank you very much.
I was looking for it. I can't find it in my shelf. But my number 1 movie is, because of the amount of stars in it and the acting, and it's one of my favorite bits of World War II, if you like, and that's from 1977, A Bridge Too Far. I love this film.
Yeah.
Anthony Hopkins and and the chap with the umbrella who walks up and said, and the German saying, surrender. He goes, sorry, we haven't got the facilities for us to take in your surrender. Sorry. Of course, didn't mean that. It meant the paratrooper surrender, but great film. Loads of stars in it. And I will watch that over and over again. Fantastic film, in my opinion.
Yep. Yeah, I had back in the day, I'd recorded that with back in the day, it was like a little tape player or something. So I didn't actually have like the video of it. All I had was the sound, and I would go to bed listening to the movie, so I can remember some of the lines and everything. That was awesome. Awesome movie. Tony, number 1 for you?
My number 1 war movie is the reason why I am a history teacher, or why I like military history. As an adolescent, as a teenager, I happened to be flipping through on TBS. I just happened to flip through, and the movie Gettysburg was on there. And I watched it. It's a 4-hour movie. I watched it to the end. And then it came back on the next day because it was like in the summertime, so they replayed a lot of that. And it was also a TNT movie. It was a Turner movie. I watched it again. My parents bought me the VHS, which was 2 VHS tapes because it was
so
that
big.
long.
Yes, yeah.
And I didn't wear that one out like I did Top Gun, but it was pretty close. But to me, Gettysburg's just it fits everything right. The second one, which is actually the first movie, the Gods and Generals, got a little bit too much of the Lost Cause on it. But the Gettysburg one, Chamberlain, which was played by Lawrence Chamberlain, Josh. Oh, I can't remember. Why can't I remember? But the guy who plays in Dumb and Dumber, the Jeff.
Oh yes, I know you mean.
But what the funny part about this is, so I knew him as Lawrence Chamberlain. My wife knew him as Dumb and Dumber. So when I actually saw Dumb and Dumber, Jeff Daniels, thank you, Daniels.
Jeff Daniels, yeah.
When I saw Jeff Daniels in Dumb and Dumber, I was floored because I'm so used to seeing him. I saw him so many times as General Chamber or Colonel Chamberlain, and here he is playing the the idiot. So it was just and Karen's like, well, I knew him as that, and I'm like, well, I knew him as this. So it was just the fact that he can play both sides, that character, both those characters, it was just crazy. But yeah, Gettysburg was my number one.
And apparently, as Alistair quite rightly points out, the Gettysburg was based on a Herman Luttman game.
Yes, it was. Yes, absolutely.
Nice one, Alistair.
So that was actually based off a book called Fallen Angels. I was in a used bookstore and I found, yes, yep. And I found the leather-bound version of that book. And so that's kind of that's that book, that movie.
Well, that is I very interesting that of all the ones mentioned, right? And there was a lot that people had mentioned their favorites. We love to have everyone. And I love how when we mentioned the game, a lot of people were like, "Oh, I forgot about that one. Oh, I forgot about Memphis Belle, and I forgot about Bridge Too Far, and I forgot all about the one that Al's talked about, the Stalingrad one.
Enemy at the Gates. Yeah?
Enemy at the Gates. I completely forgot about that one. That was an awesome one. It might even.
I watched that recently again.
Right, and I was like, oh shoot, I would have probably put that on my list. So it's good. But what I found very interesting is that we only had one crossover game, Saving Private Ryan, or game. Why do I keep calling them games? They're not games.
We usually do top 10 games. That's why.
Yeah, we're talking about war games.
Wow, it's crazy that we only had one crossover though. That's crazy.
That just shows how many movies there actually are out there.
Right. Yeah, and of course, as soon as you say, well, you go, oh yeah, I forgot about that. The chat says one, you go, oh yeah, I forgot about that. There's just too many. Just too many.
Worst movie of all time, Battle of the
Balls. I think so. I started to watch it and I had to turn it off. So
there's actually a movie, and I don't know the name of it, but it's like a German movie that I watched on YouTube, and it was like an hour and a half. It was like an actual, like a Battle of the Bulge, but it was from like the German perspective. It was really, really good. And I would have probably put that on the list if I knew the name of it or whatever, but it was, you can actually find some really, I mean, even those were really good movies. Plus all the ones that we had mentioned and talked about. And we didn't even get into like Midway, which came out, which is pretty good. Midway. I mean, kind of Hollywoody a little bit, but it was okay. I mean, it was all right. It actually had some
one with about Pearl Harbor.
Pearl Harbor.
A 70s film with
Henry Tora.
It was from the American point of view, correct?
Yeah, where they wouldn't believe the messages they were tapping into the Japanese. It's got Robert Mitchum in it. It's got Glenn, what's his face, Henry Fonda. I watched it the other day. I've had a brain burp.
I don't know.
No, it wasn't Tora.
I don't know.
I know which one you're talking about, by the way.
There's also that one where it was about the conspiracy to kill Hitler and them taking over when
Oh,
The bomb
yeah.
blew up in the bunker, and the guy
Is that the one with Tom Cruise in it?
Yeah, the one with
Yeah.
Tom Cruise. That was
Yeah.
a pretty good movie too. And the guy that had his eye blown out with and then tried to take over when Hitler died, and then Hitler didn't die, and so they got all. What was the name of that
called
one?
Midway? Was it just called Midway?
Midway. Yeah, I think it
Oh,
is
the
just
original Midway was really good. Yes, it
Yeah,
wasn't. It
76.
wasn't
Yeah.
Pearl Harbor. It was Midway. Yeah,
You could always do the final countdown.
Valkyrie. Yeah, that was the name of Valkyrie.
So,
Yes.
yeah,
Valkyrie,
you can do the
yes,
final countdown in the 1980 where the what is it?
fun. That's a fun film because you can play that, of course, in one of the leader games.
Hornet leader or the Corsair leader.
Corsair leader. You can play the final countdown. Yeah,
Operation Valkyrie. Right, with Tom Cruise. Yeah.
yeah.
Inglourious Bastards, right? That was
well,
another good one.
well,
And another one that I thought
In
of
Harm's Way?
after
Hey,
we started this was
Gruff, was it in Harm's Way?
No, it's Midway.
no, it was
Okay,
Midway.
you're talking about the okay.
And the other one,
was
it's gone now. I just remembered.
Fury. Did you guys watch Fury? That was pretty
That
decent
was
movie.
that was crazy. Fury was crazy movie.
I've not
was,
seen it yet.
Oh, you should see it.
Beatles Eternally. How you doing, buddy? Good to see everyone.
Yeah, and they're mentioning Bridge Over the River Kwai. We've got Lawrence of Arabia. Crikey, yeah, there's just tons of them.
A lot
Cross
of
of-
actually good war
Cross
movies
of
out
Iron,
there.
Brian, yes, Cross of Iron. With what's his name in it? Gold.
Axel Ridge. Yep. That Valkyrie. Cross of Iron.
Yeah, Cross of Iron, yeah.
Hurt Locker. I don't remember that one.
No, no.
Okay,
Inglourious
here are
Bastards.
according to top 10 war movies. Like this, just a list. Number
Yeah.
1, Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah,
Number 2,
telling you.
Full Metal Jacket.
yeah.
Number 3, Apocalypse Now.
Another good. That is a good film. Yeah.
Number 4 is Platoon.
Mhm.
Oh, Platoon. Right. I forgot about that.
Yep. Number 5, they have is Schindler's List. I don't know if I'd call that a war movie, but it did take place during.
It's set in the war, isn't it? It's a
Yeah.
loose. Yeah.
Number 6, Black Hawk Down.
Yeah, that's a
Ooh,
good. Yeah, that's a good.
I almost put this one on my list because it is one of my favorite, which is Braveheart.
Yeah. Yeah.
Number 8, Inglourious Bastards. Oh, I totally forgot about 300.
300.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. A bit Hollywood.
All Quiet on the Western Front was number 10. That was the original. Hacksaw Ridge, the new one, was number 11. Troy, that was okay. 1917 was 13. The Bridge Over River Kwai. Dunkirk, the new one. Enemy at the Gate.
A little bit iffy that, yeah, but it turns you on.
They've got Gladiator as a war movie. I would be like iffy on that for a war movie. Great movie. Here we go. Lawrence of Arabia.
Yeah, good one.
That's number 1. The Patriot was number 20 on this one. Oh, The Thin Red Line.
Yeah. I didn't like that one.
Saving
No.
Private Ryan and Pacific. You didn't like that one?
Nah.
The Last
didn't like that
Samurai. I have not seen that. That was the one with Tom Cruise as a
Yeah,
samurai.
that's a good film. It's not a bad film.
It's actually not bad. Yeah.
It's not bad.
Okay, Passive Glory.
Yeah,
The Hurt Locker. Come and See. Oh, The Great Escape. I've seen that.
Fun
That's really
film.
good.
Used to see it every Christmas over here for the last 30 years.
Gone
And
with the
Wizard of
Wind.
Oz. What was that?
Midway. Gone with the Wind.
It's set
Midway.
during-
It was set during ACW. The attack. Lone
Force 10
Survivor.
from Navarone.
Yeah,
That was a great
Oh,
movie
that
right
Guns
there.
from Navarone's really good
Guns
too.
from Navarone. Yeah, that was a fictitious thing, but it's a great film. Yes, Big Red One. That had Luke Skywalker in it.
Private Public's got it. He's got the number 1 war movie.
Who is it?
Yes.
Right. Wow. Private Public.
Let's see. Dr. Strangelove.
Forrest
Not a war
Gump.
film, but one of the best military. Lieutenant Dan from Forrest Gump. Dr. Strangelove or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the
I
Bomb.
love the bomb. That's a great film.
Glory. I don't know why I didn't put Glory on there.
Glory. Wow, I love that film.
Yeah. Casablanca's on there. I'm not counting that as a war film. It took
It's
place
set during the
during
war with the Nazis in the cafe. Yeah.
Fury.
I'll tell you what is a great film, and I think it might be one of Mike's Butter Jelly's one. Letters from Iwo and there were two. There was one from the American point of view and one from the Japanese point of view. Great films.
Here we go. We can play the game and watch the movie Ran.
What is it?
Ran. R-A-N. Which
Ran.
is
the Japanese thing. Yeah, Japanese GBOH.
See, is that the Japanese?
MASH. No.
No.
Yep. Okay. Yep. So that one. The Great Wade. We Were Soldiers, which was really good. The book was at least.
It's interesting. Like you said, I think it's great that we all. I mean, there's a lot of movies, obviously.
We're agreeing on
we didn't even have that many crossovers. I thought we were on all. I was like afraid we were all going to name the same ones, which was really interesting. So
yeah, the two Flags and Letters from Iwo Jima, or Flags of Our Fathers, Letters from Iwo Jima, were directed by Clint Eastwood.
Yep.
Great films.
Don't forget, guys, if you were able to make it next week, we're giving away prizes next week. And for those of you just joining us, we talked about this earlier today, but we are now officially accepting donations to the War Room. If you want and can help support us, you can do a PayPal friends and family donation directly to my account at kirkfan@gmail.com in the PayPal. Again, this is for us to be able to give back to you guys with all of the games and the donations that we get throughout the year. We want to be able to ship them out to you guys. We want to be able to not have you guys pay for a lot of shipping and stuff when you win things. So if we can get some donations in, great. And that way it would help us pay for the stuff.
Alistair,
you guys. So again, thanks everyone. If you can support the show and you want to, and you can, give donations directly to PayPal. Thank you so much.
No obligation, seriously.
No obligation at all. No obligation at all. If you do, you will enter for every $5 you donate. You will get one name into the hat at the end of the year. We got prizes and stuff we're going to be giving away. So your donation may lead to a brand new game showing up on your doorstep, courtesy of all the donations we get to the War Room. And so thank you all for anything you guys can do. We would appreciate it. And we'll, be talking about this for the next couple weeks as we're winding up the year. I know it's not the greatest time to do it towards the end of the year, but hopefully, if you can find a few dollars here extra, maybe not even now, maybe, next year and even. So that would be great.
Beatles Eternally, yes, it was mentioned.
Yeah. They've put him right in the chat there. The chat's right on it.
What did they say? I'm sorry. What happened?
Beatles Eternally asked for enemy at the gate.
I'm trying to remember the name of a film. They've remade it as Operation Mincemeat, where they get this dead body and fire it through a torpedo tube onto the beaches to get the Germans to think they are.
Bye, Al.
They're going to invade there, but they're not. And it was originally a black and white film, and I can't remember the name of it. But that's I'm quite interested to see Operation Mincemeat. There's mixed reviews of it, but the original was good, but I can't remember what it's called.
Don't forget, this week, you guys get a chance, and you can come over to our Facebook group or our Constant World group, and you can post a photo. Might be a good idea to do that if you want to win a prize next week.
I'll be doing that next week. 6 of them.
So, looking forward to having on our special guest next week for our 3rd anniversary. Everyone dress up for us. Our 3rd anniversary show next week. Looking forward to having on the kids. Is Natalie excited?
Oh, she's always ready to go. The boys, I have to wait till the last minute to tell them you're coming on.
Yeah. And then,
of course, you scheduled your Christmas party that night, so that's great.
Yep. Not my choice, but it is what it is. So
I know. So you'll have to leave right at time. So we understand. That's fine.
But Karen's cool with that, so that's good. She's like, yeah, no, everybody's starting to come around 5. That means I get out of it for an hour, so I'm kind of happy about that. So
Ollie's like,
I'm looking to do maybe a mission this
Oh.
week of Wing Leader. Have you guys played the Wing Leader yet? Have you tried it?
We've done me and Tweez have done a playthrough yonks ago.
Oh, well, I mean, if you and Tweezers played it, then all that means is like for the first 8 episodes, Tweezers moves his counters around and you stare blankly at the screen. And then finally you say, "Can I move now?" And Tweezers says, "No, it's over. The scenario's over."
I've won. No, it's
I won. I don't know what you were doing this whole time.
to be fair, he was teaching me the game, and my opinion of it wasn't. It's nothing to do with his teaching. Before you say anything, it's just the game didn't click with me, which is why I didn't order all the stuff from the GMT sale. But yeah, but who knows in the future? You know, nothing
You're
to
going
do
to
with
regret it when it goes out of print, and you're going to want to play it.
That's what I want. That's what I want to get it. Yeah,
I love all the little. I mean, just tons and tons.
yeah, great planes in it.
Have you ever done the online was it Warfighter? Warfighter. Is it called Warfighter? What's it called?
Warfighter.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, Warfighter. Where you got all the planes and stuff. I used to do that all the time.
Oh, right.
That was a lot of fun too. But
War Thunder.
War Thunder.
Right.
Yeah, that's
Me.
War
Yeah.
Thunder. Yeah.
I hear Warfighter and I see boxes and boxes of cards. It's like, no.
Russ getting triggered.
Well, we appreciate this week. I'm going to try and get maybe a Wing Leader in. I'm going to try and get another since I've got my Nations at War all updated. This thanks to Lock and Load and David Heath. And you guys
That's
make
such a
sure
great
if you see
series.
David or OG in the chat, make sure you thank him for us because he sent me a couple boxes of games. We're going to have boxes and boxes of games to give away.
Great little game. Great, easy little game.
Thank you to Lock and Load. So we cannot
Cheers.
thank them enough.
Yeah, Lock and Load.
Cheers to Lock and Load. They have been a great supporter of the channel here. They've given us lots of things to give away. We can't wait to share them with you guys and give out things. We've got computer games, all kinds of different computer games, just waiting for you guys. Just looking, they're all
Tony's
looking for a good home. Anybody know a good home where we can give this stuff to people? Tank Duel, thanks to GMT and Mike Munner Jelly. So thank you for them.
I've got some bits and pieces we're giving away at the end of the year. I've got some Warfighter packs. I've got a couple of Lock and Load games that are in folio, and hopefully, maybe fingers crossed, maybe some more. Hopefully, we'll see.
Right.
So lots of stuff.
Yeah, and we're looking forward to, like I said, I mean, we're not trying to make any money off of this. All we're trying to do is not have it cost us a lot of money to send stuff to you guys, and we hate to not get donations when companies want to give us things. We want to be able to accept them so we can send them to you guys. But if it's going to cost us a lot of money, we won't just accept donations. So we appreciate anything you guys can do. So yep. And of course, we'll post this information on our Facebook and ComSim World Good. And of course, if you want to share it with your friends and family and let them know, but we're not going to be asking for donations all the time. And like I said, we're not going to be using the Patreon. We're going to be paying every month, just one-time donations, maybe a couple times a month so we can send stuff out. That's all we're looking for. So thanks everybody for showing up this week. What do we got, Tony and Ruff, coming on the channels this week? Anything? You going to do anything this week?
Skies Above Britain.
That's got you, isn't it? That's grabbed you, isn't it? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
The snares are short and small right now, so it's kind of easy. But yeah, it's got a hold of me. It's definitely got a hold of me.
Oh, as Alistair says in a Yoda type thing, the like button, smash, you must.
There you go. Ruff, you're going to be filming this week, you think?
Oh yeah, we're going to be hopefully getting up this Hall to Hegra. It's good fun, actually. Good fun game. And I'm glad to be back videoing. And so apologies for the lack of videos the last few weeks. But there we go. We're back. And we'll see what happens then. But that's that. Maybe an unboxing or two will be videoed in the meantime to get on the channel. But yeah.
and I ended up getting that on the pre-ordered or whatever it's called, because of you had mentioned it a couple like 6 months ago that you got it, and I was like, oh, I should probably order this because it looks pretty interesting.
It does look fun. It is it's fun, and the prototype I've got is virtually near what it is. The map map looks great. They may change some colours of the counters, and as I mentioned in the video, there's red and green. So here we go, colorblind. So I've had to put little white stickers on the green discs, which are the hunters, and the red ones are the soldiers. But in the production copy, each one will have an icon on the counter. So you don't look at the colors, you look at the little icon. So that's brilliant. So they're obviously looking, for colorblind problems. But it's a fun game. It's a fun game. You're not going to win it.
Yeah, that's the problem, right? It's going to be really tough to win.
Yeah, it is tough. Because it just
right.
ramps up.
So looking forward to a 3rd anniversary show next week, talking with Natalie and Oliver and everyone, and just kind of making it a family show for everyone. So we look forward to having you guys back next week. And
no swearing.
Yeah, we got to keep things definitely PG-13 next week, guys. So just keep that in mind. We're going to have some young, impressionable young people around. So hopefully, we won't have any problems.
I was talking about myself, actually, not the chat and you guys. They're well behaved.
And we appreciate. Don't forget, if you can, post your videos, post your pictures on our Facebook group and ComSim World group. We want to send those out to different game manufacturers this week of all the games that we're playing, so we can get some more donations for you guys. So if you guys can please post your pictures on our Facebook group at ComSim World group, we definitely appreciate it.
Oh.
And don't forget, you got 1 month left of your 10-game challenge. If you haven't completed it yet, you still got a little bit of time. And don't forget, of course, next week, 3rd anniversary show. Looking forward to having everyone for there. So thanks, everybody. We love you all, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Remember that.
Until then, see you all for our 3rd anniversary show next week, guys.
Ciao.
Thank you.